Gracias y bienvenidos a todos. Welcome, thank you all for joining us today on this celebration of life. My name is Adriana Correa Jimenez, niece, better known as Andy to my Uncle Harry. I'm here today to honor my uncle, And as a prelude to this celebration, I'll highlight the many memories and stories told about his life during his childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. I'll share in brief the characteristics that describe him best. My first thoughts would be humble, passionate, dedicated, and proud. His many roles and titles are examples of these traits and more. Son to Mercedes Salgado and Esteban Salgado, Harry was born in 1946 to interracial parents of Spanish, Mexican, and Filipino descent. He took pride in his culture in keeping both heritages alive by teaching folkloric dance, representing both Mexico and the Philippines. He spoke of how he loved his mother's homemade Mexican cooking, always comparing her chile verde recipe to the many he's tried that didn't quite compare. And while in the Navy, he was glad to have gone to the Philippines to get a chance to visit relatives. Brother, hermano, kuya, to Stella, Lori Jean, Carlo, Aries, Milan, and Angelica Salgado. He made sure that each of them knew how much he loved them, whether they were across the oceans apart or not. His efforts shine through until his final days with all of them. One of my fondest stories told of them was how he and my mother Stella won a dance competition in high school, dancing the jitterbug. We all know how much he loved music and dance, and I'm glad to say that I had one of the most memorable times and happy times dancing with him doing the jitterbug at my cousin Teresa's wedding and also at mine. Cousin, primo, to the Valenzuelas, Rosie, Charlie, Sonny, Dolores, and Ruben, cousins Georgina and Teresa. They've all shared stories of how their summers were spent together at the Salgados, keeping close ties with the Pacheco side of our family. And one fun story was told from cousin Dolores on how they had fun while Harry was in the Navy, and during leave, he'd come home visiting, telling her that if she had the time, he had the money to go out dancing. He was always upbeat and on the go. His cousin Tessie Salgado told me he was her best friend. Uncle, tío, Nino. I speak for my sister and brother when I say that he was more than wonderful to us. He took a huge responsibility in this role to be a mentor and a friend. He wasn't always a man of many words, but through his interest in our lives, he made us feel important. He would include us to attend summer school class, involve us in the dance class curriculum, call out football plays for us to drill just for fun, and sit us in circle singing while playing his guitar. My role as niece grew into much more, starting at age 11. I got to be on-call babysitter, so he and my Aunt Lena could go to trips to Reno. And a few years later, I became godmother, Nina to daughter Valerie, and confirmation godmother to daughter Teresa. One vivid memory I recall is driving to Arizona to visit family with my grandmother. I still don't know how we all fit in his VW bug, But I could recall watching the sky fill up with stars and looking up now will mean so much more, knowing he's another star watching down on us. Husband, Lena, for over 21 years. 41, I'm sorry. Yes, 41. He was a devoted family man. Their first practice at parenting was with my sister, brother, and I. I thank them both for giving their time to us. There were many family adventures we took together, camping outdoors, our first trip to Disneyland, or the countless baseball games to watch the Oakland A's or San Francisco Giants. His love for sports was obvious, even back then. I know that my family ties were instilled early because of him. The reminder of his family dedication will help us support each other in our times ahead. Father of 5 to my cousins, Alicia, Teresa, Valerie, Melanie, and Jeremy. His children made him proud, and because of them, they became the driving force behind his work ethics that made him the provider, protector, and leader they love and look up to. My uncle loved us as his own children too, making him the father image we could respect and honor as well. Grandpa to 6, Angelica, Kaylee, Ashley, Ryan, Abigail, and Madeline. He became a softie for them, and the love they have for him is precious. He was truly blessed and surrounded with love. Teacher, coach. He was passionate about becoming a teacher at a very young age and followed that dream for over 35 years. The many lives he's had a positive influence on is a ray of light that will continuously shine in memory of him. Students into the next generation that my children knew have all said how much they love Mr. Salgado's or Coach Sal's class. Even I would ask my mother if we could go to school with him instead of going to our school. It was a treat for my sister and brother and I to have that privilege. Mind you, we had to do the same classwork as any other student. Although he could joke with you, he was serious about not goofing off in class. Last but not least, friend, colleague. Through his smile and lightheartedness, he made friends easily. And if you were his friend, you had made one for life. He has a way of building rapport with you through his humility and random acts of kindness. Although very accomplished in his academia, he never made you feel inferior to him. His approachable manner and layman terms made his conversation easy and unpretentious. I'm comfortable saying that I've been blessed to call my Uncle Harry my friend, and they made a huge impact on how I grew up into the woman that I am today. His journey through life will continue to encourage all of us to be the best we can be and live each day as though it could be our last. I'll always remember how he'd never say goodbye, but end our salutations with, "Be good." Those that were blessed knowing him knew that that's how he lived his life and how he meant that for all of us with sincerity. Today, we celebrate the journey and life of Harry Salgado. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for coming out today and celebrating the life of our father.
And as many of you talked about today, Dad always liked to close his class with a song. So Mel, Jer, and I would like to play you out with a song. And I think it's a perfect choice of how Dad would want us to remember today. And people also mentioned in the many posts on his Facebook page that this is what he was known for. So this is for you, Dad.